Morning students, I welcome you all in today's class on the topic The Struggle Toward Freedom, chapter number 15. For centuries, India was known for its wealth. India's geographical location and its wide resources with which rich culture had made it prosperous. It was well known for spices, cotton and silk, textiles, pearls, jewelries and other things. Arabs, Greeks and Romans had trade relations with India. West European countries was also interested in developing trade with it. Since ancient time, India was rich in natural resources. People from different countries used to visit India for trade and commerce. The Arabs were the first to visit India for trade, and later the Portuguese, the Dutch, the French and the British visited India for trade. The British became the most powerful among all the traders. The British became the most powerful among all the traders. They established the British India Company in India. They bought goods from India at low prices, sold these abroad to very high prices and made very profit. Portuguese were the first to reach India. Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese with sailor, reached Calicut via the Cape of Good Hope in 1498. He got permission from the ruler of Calicut to carry on trade with India. Gradually the Portuguese established political power over areas like Calicut, Goa, Daman and Diu. In England, a small group of 100 English merchants formed the East India Company in 1600 AD. The company got the British Queen permission to have trade relations with the countries of the East. The company received permission to trade in India from the Mughal Emperor Jahangir. The company's first ship landed at Surat, a big port on the west coast. Please underline this line. The company's first ship landed at Surat, a big port on the west coast of India. Later on, they built settlement and godowns called factory. Please underline, at Madras, Calcutta and Bombay. The English trader built forts around the settlement and kept armed soldiers to protect themselves. India at that time was divided into small kingdoms which were often at war with one another. The East India Company took advantage of this. Now start Battle of Plassey. Battle of Plassey, the Bengal at that time was ruled over the Nawab Siraj-ud-Dowlah. He was upset by the activities of the British. A battle was fought at Plassey in 1757 between the forces of Nawab and the British. He saw danger to his throne and he asked the British to remove their armies and guns from the fort of Calcutta. A battle between Sirajuddin and the British army, and many kings in our country were fighting among themselves. The British had one against the other. They benefited from the internal fight and captured a large part of India. They collected a large sum of money from the king and the people. The Battle of Plassey was a decisive victory. The British East India Company over the Nawab of Bengal and his French allies on 23rd July 1757 under the leadership of Robert. Next is injustice of British. The administration of East India Company forced the farmers to Bihar to grow indigo, a plant from which a blue powder used for dyeing clothes is made. The British traders bought it at a low price. This dye was used in England for dyeing mill cloth, and the farmers has no need for indigo as they needed food grains to feed themselves. They were forced to sell indigo to the British at a low price. Indian farmers became poor under the British rule. Even the cotton and silk textile weavers were compelled to sell the cloth at a very low price. The Indian cottage industries was bought from here at a low price and sent to the Britain. In return, cotton cloth was shipped back to India and sold to Britain. In return, cloth was shipped back to India and into India market. The Indians had to buy this cloth at a high price. The British did not allow Indians to start their own mills or a factory. In this condition, farmer, artisan, even the traders Even the traders, their kingdom, the British made unjust law to take control over more and more kingdom. Doctrine of lapse, who introduced by Lord Dalhousie, which said that if a king died without a child, his kingdom was taken over by the British. The ruler of Jhansi, Uttar Pradesh, died. The British decided not to allow his adopted son to become the next ruler. Most of the Indians in almost every walk in life lost their livelihood. The Jamindari system has made the life of the farmers miserable. The kings and the princes lost their power. The Indian soldiers were paid less than the British soldier. So students, this is for today. The remaining topics of this chapter we will do in next video, and with this video I am sending you the PDF of this chapter so that you can read whole chapter. Till then, be safe at your home. Thank you so much.